Sorry guys for the delay and for the technical issues. So we have today a class that is focused on the Muladhara chakra. We're gonna make this a mudra with the ring finger and the thumb for begin of the practice. The other fingers are straight. We're just gonna sit here. And you can also visualize the base of the spine. Maybe you can think about this red energy. Today we'll be focused on grounding posture that are helping us to feel connection with the ground, and will also make us feel stable. This is the first of 7 chakras. So according to the yoga philosophy, we have 7 main chakras that are alongside the spine, and this is the first one. And then when we go up, we have 6 more till the crown of the head, the last one. And the first one, they say it's corresponding to the material world, and it's very important because if we don't have the stable foundation and base, then it's highly possible that we have some imbalances somewhere up to the crown of the head. Another thing that makes it so important to work more on that chakra is, according to the yoga philosophy, there is Kundalini energy that sleeps in the base of the spine where the pelvic floor is. It sleeps like a snake, and we want to awake her. We want to awake that energy with our physical practice, and to allow her to go up to the spine to reach the other energetical centers into the crown of the head. So today we're gonna be focused on grounding to feel the connection between the feet and the mat, and just to be stable in the posture. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And if your eyes are closed, you can gently open them. We're gonna tuck the toes underneath the feet, just for a few moments here. I know that this might be very painful when we are not prepared for it. If you like, you can keep the mudra. This is the mudra for the earth element. So the first chakra, the root chakra, mula means root. It's corresponding to the earth element. Just for a few moments here, stretching the toes and stretching the feet. So those chakras, they were actually not scientifically proved, and it's just according to the yoga philosophy. But something that I find very interesting is that they do correspond to some big nerve plexus, and this is a philosophy that originated 2,000 years ago, but it turns out today that there are a lot of similarities, and the psychosomatic connection between the body and mind. A lot of researchers and study in psychology and psychiatry find this correlation between the physical body and between the mind, and I find this very interesting because in yoga, this chakra theory, some similar statements already existed a few thousand years ago. So just to know, just for a common culture, even if you don't believe in this and you think, okay, I'm not interested in this, I just want to do some exercises, it's also okay, but it's good to be aware with that. A few more moments here, stretching the toes and releasing the toes. Feet are flat, cat and cow pose. A modification. Inhaling, belly goes down, head goes up. Exhaling, rounding the spine and push with your feet, lifting the knees, rounding the spine, engaging the deep core, taking the tailbone in. Inhaling, lifting the feet, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, rounding, lifting the knees, tailbone in. Inhaling, lifting the feet, belly goes down, head goes up. exhaling, rounding. One more last time. Inhaling, lifting the feet. Exhaling, pushing the feet down, a counter pose. Take it just for a few more breaths. Counter pose for the feet. If there was some discomfort in your toes, push your feet down, neck them flat. One more moment here. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the knees down. Extend one foot back and then the other one coming into plank pose. If it's too early for you to do a plank pose, if it's too difficult, if you don't want to do that, you can just keep the knees on the mat. Just few more moments here. The tailbone is in. We are engaging the deep core, the pelvic floor. Push your heels back and down. Inhaling and exhaling, side plank, right arm is reaching up. Drop your both heels to the left. Just for a few moments here, creating inner fire. We are catching up after all of these technical issues now. We have to create this inner fire. Inhaling and exhaling, switching the side plank, right palm is down. Drop your both heels to the right, left arm is reaching up. Inhaling, exhaling, high plank. Downward facing dog. Lifting your hips, pushing your palms down, pushing your heels down. We stay here for approx 5 breaths. Focus on the connection between the feet with the mat, between the palms and the mat. This is our grounding. There is a thing called foot lock as well with palms lock. And this means that we have active palms and active feet. Now if your heels are somewhere in the air, then just focus on pushing the toes down. And about your palms, you're gonna try this hands lock. Try to push the mat with your fingers, like trying to grab the mat. Just so that you make sure that the whole palm is on the mat and your all fingers are active. Feel the fingertips on the mat. Focus on this. Inhaling and exhaling, bending the knees, look between the palms, and with few small steps, come to the front side of the mat. Forward fold, you can hold to your elbows. A posture that in the contemporary yoga style is called ragdoll. A few moments here, equalizing the breath. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the arms, vertebra by vertebra, roll all the way up, come into standing. No rush, preventing any dizziness, massaging the spine, come into standing. We have now here posture that is called Tadasana, mountain pose. And it is yoga. It looks like standing, but it's a very, very important posture. So what we're gonna focus now is finding this feet lock. Lift your toes. So you're only on the, more or less on the heels. Lift the toes and try to spread the toes, like when you're polishing your nails. Spreading the toes and feel how the weight of the body is moving as you come on your heels or when you keep your toes down. Now we're gonna hold the mat with our toes, with our feet. Try to grab the mat. Imagine you're a little monkey. We've lost this reflex, but Think about like a little monkey trying to hold the mat. The babies, they still have this reflex, but we don't anymore as we grow up. Now from here, we want to find our neutral pelvis. So if you notice that you're tilting your pelvis forward or down, then you want to keep it neutral. Maybe you want to keep your palms there on your pelvis, making sure that it's exactly where it's supposed to be. Maybe bending the knees first. And then lengthen your abdominals, lift your horizontal a little bit, make sure you're not leaning back, only moving up. Chest is lifting up, lengthening the abdominals. Roll your shoulders one time up, back and down. Spread your palms. Lengthen your neck. Head is extension of the spine, and from here, one more time from our feet to the crown of the head, we're gonna align our position. Hold the mat with your feet. Neutral pelvis. If your knees are slightly bent, extend them. Lift the chest, only moving up, not leaning back or forward. And breathe in here, shoulders are relaxed. The palms are active, the fingers are active, straight fingers. Few moments here, working on this foot lock. This is the grounding between the feet and the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, and you can release that posture. We have 3 poses, holding the mat only with the left foot. Bring the right foot on the inner side of the left thigh. Palms in front of your chest. We stay here for a few breaths. Scan your body from the foot to the crown of the head. Try to keep your body in line. Hold the mat with your left foot. Pelvis is neutral. The abdominals are long. Holding the mat with the foot, and then you will remain in the posture. Very good. If the leggings are slippery, just hold to your foot. Shoulders are relaxed. Focus on grounding. So for this Muladhara chakra, for this root chakra, we are working for the feet, for the legs, for the pelvic floor, for the base of the spine. So there is a lot of work on physical level that can stimulate that chakra. And this doesn't mean that it's only working for this chakra when we are doing 3 poses, no, but there are certain ways we move the body that are stimulating certain type of energy, and it's just good to observe your body if it's really like this. As I'm telling you, maybe it's not working for you. Inhaling and exhaling, slowly releasing the leg, releasing the arms, shake it out. Notice if there is any difference between both sides of the body. We've done only one side. We're going to find now our foot lock with the right foot. Focus on this, really on the grounding, spreading the toes and then grabbing the mat as a little monkey, and nothing there is happening anymore. Think about lifting the arch. So the arch of the foot is lifting. Maybe not that high, but just to make sure that those feet are active. Finding our neutral pelvis, finding the weight of the body on the right foot. Left foot comes on the inner side of the right thigh. At the beginning, this posture seems so difficult. And it's just a body memory when you do it regularly, and then you get used to. And then it's very nice. That's everything. When we do it regularly, then it gets better. But I can still remember how difficult it was for me to find balance, and how much time it took me. Hard to compare. And now I think I can stay here like, I don't know, watch TV. It's very relaxing. And before I was not able to hold this for 5 breaths. Focus on holding the mat with the foot, with the standing foot. This is the key to the posture. Strong pelvis, strong pelvic floor, pushing that left knee a little bit back. Pelvis facing forward, long abdominals, shoulders relaxed. Few more moments here. A tree pose. Tree pose is one of the best postures to feel this grounding. Also the name of the posture, a tree, makes you think about this grounding, rooting. So the foot is our roots, and we have strong roots, and we can raise up high. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the left foot, releasing the arms, shake it out. That's a difficult posture, and you've done just great, and this is just the beginning of our practice. Massaging the feet if it was too much. When you're working on the feet, when you activate those muscles, and then wow, so tired. There are a lot of muscles that we don't use. We awake them. We come at the front edge of our mat. One salutation A to move that new energy through the body. Inhaling, raising the arms above the head. Exhaling, folding forward all the way down. Inhaling, halfway up, flat back. Exhaling, planting your palms and step back into plank. Chaturanga or modification. Inhaling, leaning a little bit forward. Exhaling, chaturanga, super slow as you can. Maybe hold it for a moment. Inhaling, upper facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. One deep breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Raise that right leg up into the three-leg dog. With inhalation. As you exhale, step it forward between the palms. One moment here, runner's lunge is called this in contemporary yoga. Focus on active front foot. Plant the left heel down. Warrior one. Inhaling, raising the arms above the head. Exhaling, open your arms. Spread your arms, open your hips to the left, finding warrior two. Maybe you want to slide the back foot a little bit away from you or a little bit close. Find your warrior. Make sure that these hips are parallel. All the qualities that we've practiced so far, this strong feet, active feet, strong pelvis. Here I give you an option, if you want it a bit more interesting, to lift the right heel up. This for the girls who wear high heels is very beneficial. It's like wearing high heels but without the shoes. Strengthening the feet. Spreading the arms. Think about lengthening the abdominals without leaning back. Lifting up the chest. Very good. Breathing in, breathing out. One more last inhaling and exhaling. Extend your right leg. Triangle pose. Bending to the right foot. Reaching with the right palm in front of you. Reaching with the left arm up. You can rest your palm somewhere on your shin. Focus on your active feet. strong hips, strong pelvic floor. We are building our postures from the feet to the crown of the head. Focus on grounding, the connection between your feet and the ground. And from time to time during our practice day, send your focus to the base of the spine, to the tailbone. Inhaling and exhaling. We're gonna do our favorite half moon pose. Favorite, I know that maybe it's not very favorite. Bending the right knee. We're gonna lean a little bit forward, finding the bellies on the right fingertips, raising the left leg up. Hips are still open. Try to open those hips as much as it's comfortable for you. And just finding your balance here. If your hamstrings are a bit tight, maybe you want to bend the knee. Focus on opening your hips. And focus on grounding through the right foot. Balancing. Very good. Inhaling and exhaling. We're gonna bend the right knee and step the left foot back. Keep the right palm on the outer side of the right foot and just reach the left arm over the head, extended side angle. Stretching the whole left side of the body. If you want now to challenge a bit more your feet, you can lift the right heel up. But this is a difficult posture because it also wants open hips. You can also come on your thigh, raising the elbow on top of your thigh, just an option. Find what works for you. Left arm is reaching over the head. Try to keep the arms straight. Very good. Beautiful line. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Very good. Inhaling and exhaling. Square the hips forward, both palms on the mat. Vinyasa or skip it. Stepping the right foot back. If you don't want vinyasa, you can wait in downward facing dog. If you want vinyasa, go ahead with me. Inhaling, lean a little bit forward. Exhaling as slow as you can, chaturanga. Bending the elbows. Feel free to take a modification. Inhaling, upper facing dog. If you want it difficult, you can always keep the hips up. Exhaling, down dog. You can also roll over the feet. Rolling over the toes and finding your down dog. One moment here to equalize the breath. Spreading the shoulder blades. Yeah, very good. Push your chest towards your knee with exhalation. Inhaling and exhaling. Left leg will goes up, three-leg dog. With inhalation, with exhalation, we're gonna step it forward between the palms. Runner's lunge. Called in the contemporary yoga. I don't believe that in the Asian yoga was called like. Everyone calls it the runner's lunge. Finding here your right angle, the active foot. Plant the right. squaring the hips forward. We come to warrior one posture, raising the arms above the head. Just for one breath here. As a transition, inhaling and exhaling, open your hips to the right. Coming into warrior two. We're gonna stay here a little bit longer than usual. So make sure you're taking the time to check your alignment. So you want to keep the front heel in line with the inner arch of the back foot. You want to keep that right angle in the front leg. The front foot is active, holding the mat. The back foot is only pushing the outer edge. Make sure you're not leaning front. The spine is straight. Imagine we are in that posture at the beginning when we were just standing. It's the same thing. Long spine. Chest is lifted. If you want, you can lift the left heel. You might need to adjust the distance between your legs. Left heel is lifted. This posture can also look a bit different for everyone. As long as you feel your legs burning, then you know you're doing it correct. Yes, strong warriors, beautiful. Lift your chest a little bit, lengthen those abdominals. Lift. Now to the side, in the center. Someone is pulling your head, your chest, yes. Inhaling and exhaling. Ooh. Extend your both legs. Trikonasana pose. Bending to your left leg. Yes. Imagine someone is pulling your right arm. There is an invisible string hanging from the ceiling and someone is pulling your right arm up. Your core is active. Feel your core strong. Check if you're engaging your core. If you lift the bottom arm, you should be in the exact same posture. And then you know you're doing it correct. We're not just resting here. Focus on your feet. The front foot is active, holding the mat. The back foot is pushing with the outer edge. Focus on your hips area. Where do you experience the stretch? Is there already a little bit of burn? This is very important, exactly this little burn, a little bit of fire in yoga. This is this purification fire that is gonna wake up the famous Kundalini energy. Inhaling and exhaling, very, very good, beautiful triangles. We're gonna bend the left knee. We're gonna lean forward into half moon pose. Hips are open. So the difference between this third warrior that we are doing is that the hips are open. And oops, it's a very difficult posture. So if you're lacking of flexibility, then maybe you want to bend the front knee. And always think about the foot holding the mat, holding the mat. Those are your roots. Grounding, grounding, grounding. And then focus on someone is pulling your right arm up towards the ceiling. This posture can also look very different for everyone. This is valid for most of the postures in yoga, so you should not compare yourself with anyone else because humans' bodies are so different. The proportions of everyone's body are so different and everyone is unique. And especially this posture can look so different for everyone because it depends on the length of your legs, the torso, the arms, how open are your hips. And this particular posture can really look in many different ways. As long as you feel strong here and balanced, then you know you're doing it correct. Very, very good. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Inhaling and exhaling slowly, slowly, slowly. Focus on your roots, bending the front knee and step the right foot back away from you. We're gonna find our extended side angle. Right arm is reaching over the head, straight arm, straight line. Try to keep your shoulders away from your neck. Create a lot of space between your neck. Make sure you're not straining your neck. If you want to focus on your high heels feet here, you can lift the front heel. Feel free to take a modification. You can always go a little bit up, resting your elbow on top of the thigh. You can choose if you want to do this high heels feet or no. Most important is here to have this strong core, but you should not force yourself to go all the way down, because this also requires very open hips. So to be able to move all the way down, you want these front hips to be open, and don't force yourself. Inhaling and exhaling, both palms on the mat, square the hips forward. Step the foot back, plank. If you want, you can rest in child's pose, you can wait in downward dog, or you can do one vinyasa with me. Super slow chaturanga, bend in the elbows. Feel free to take a modification. Inhaling into your upper facing dog, more difficult when the thighs are up. Exhaling, maybe you want to try to roll over the feet, super slow, super slow. And come into downward facing dog. Few moments into downward facing dog, notice if there is any difference now in your ankles. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper in the posture. Maybe now your heels can touch the mat, but you need to push them down. You need to show them that you want them to go there. Now focus on pushing your heels down and your knees back. Inhaling and exhaling here. Right leg will goes up, three leg dog. Inhaling, exhaling, step it forward between the palms. And from here we're just gonna square the hips to the big side of your mat. Just gonna walk the palms around. Legs are wide open, the toes are very slightly pointing in. And here we're just gonna fold deeper. You can take different modifications here. You can hold to your toes if you like. You can clasp your hands behind the back if you like. Inhaling and exhaling. Lift your head, flat back, bend your knees a little bit, engage in the pelvic floor, and slowly we're gonna come all the way up. Massaging the spine. How do you feel, guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down. good, not that good, boring, too difficult, too easy. Okay, I will give you option if you want it more challenging. We're gonna do this, go this pose, we're gonna point the toes out and focus on this long spine. So we are doing pretty much the same posture that always do, but we change a little bit the approach. So we're gonna go all the way down by bending the knees into our goddess pose. We're gonna take it a little bit longer just to make sure that the alignment is correct and that the feeling is correct. So we're not only gonna focus on the muscles, but also on the base of the spine. You can visualize this red energy, the connection between the feet and the ground. And from here we're gonna build our posture. Your feet are active. Hold the feet with your mat and check if there is any difference. If you play a little bit, lean a little bit forward, lean a little bit back, finding somewhere your balance. Maybe you notice that you are not exactly in the center, so focus on playing a little bit with your feet. Anytime it gets too difficult, go out of the posture, take a break, and go again when you feel ready. So we're gonna build our posture, strong feet holding the mat like a little monkey. Then checking the knees if the knees are in line with the ankles. If you notice your knees are going in, then you need to either push them out or you need to close your feet a little bit. If you notice that your feet are closed and your knees are going beyond the ankles, this means that you want to cheat a little bit and that you want to not work for the muscles, but instead you bring the weight of the body on the knees, on the kneecaps, which is not that healthy. So maybe you want to take a break and go out of the posture. Then continue with our posture. If it gets too much, go out. Then the belly is in, tailbone is in, lifting the chest, extending, expanding here, a lot of space. Roll the shoulders back, down and out. Very good. I know you can make it almost there. If you want, you can lift one heel. Check how is that full. Yes. Let's switch. Lift the other heel. Stretching the ankles, the feet. Maybe both feet, both heels. And then maybe you need to close the feet a little bit if you go for that modification. Inhaling and exhaling, extend the legs. Coming up. Very good job. Take a short break if it was too much. Let's try one more time, finding our feet. Let's check what you've learned. Find your feet, find your knees. What works for you? Bodies are different, hips are different. You're gonna go all the way down, find your own degree. You can play around with the feet, sliding a little bit open, a little bit closed, hips a little bit up, a little bit down. Finding then the pelvis. If you notice you're arching the lower back, then exactly this is not gonna help you to build the strength and you can also hurt yourself. So you want to tuck that tailbone in and then the core is active. But then if you notice you're rounding a little bit the spine, then you want to create a lot of space here, lengthening. Don't forget about your knees. Knees are out. Maybe you want to close the feet. Lift the chest, but not leaning back. In the center. Straight, straight, straight spine. Inhaling and exhaling and extending the legs, coming up. Very good. If it was too much, don't force yourself. If you want, we're gonna try one more time just for 3 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, bending the knees and going deeper, 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 deeper into the posture. Ballerina squat, called in the fitness, but also called sumo squat. Big difference between ballerinas and sumo, but just to know it's very, very good for the inner side of the thighs. It's stretching and strengthening them, shaping the legs. Think about it and you can stay here. It's always motivating me, at least. Then we're gonna lift the heels from sumo. Now this is the ballerina. One deep breath here. Inhaling, exhaling, heels down, legs straight. Very, very good job, guys. Very, very, very good. Shake it out. If you want, you can do a little bit of circles. And we have a little bit of stretch here. From this right leg open, we're gonna square the hips to the front side of your mat. The right leg is gonna be open. We're gonna switch the sides anyway, so no worries. Just do one of the side, then we do the other. Hips are square forward. We're gonna do this pyramid pose. From the hips, we're gonna fold forward, 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 forward. Hips are both facing that direction with the front leg. Once you reach your maximum from the hip joint, then you can round the spine and you can go a little bit deeper. If you reach the floor, you can rest your palms there. If your ankles are tight, maybe this is not going to be possible for you. So then you can lift the back heel a little bit up. Pyramid pose, stretching the back side of the legs. If you can reach the mat, plant the left palm on the inner side of the right foot and reach the right arm up, which is triangle pose, reverse triangle, and it's a very advanced posture. So maybe if you cannot reach, you can lift the back heel up, or you can bend the front knee a little bit, twisting the body. And if you are there, focus on grounding from the feet, squaring your hips forward. One deep breath in, deep breath out. Bend the front knee, lean a little bit forward, walking the fingers forward. We're gonna come into revolved half moon pose. Left palm is on the mat, right foot is on the mat. So the opposite foot and palm. Right arm is reaching up, left leg is reaching up and back, twisting. Now the hips are in a bit awkward position, so you can just allow the left hip to fall down, to drop down. Focus on twisting, look into the right side. Inhaling and exhaling, bending the front knee, stepping back, coming to standing, open legs, coming to the center. You're going to switch the side pyramid to the opposite direction of what you have done. Both hips are facing to the front leg. The back leg can vary. You can keep the heel up, you can keep the toes out. Find your position where you can focus on your hips facing forward, and we're gonna fold a little bit, slowly. If you're not active with your feet, then you can fold down, so focus on holding the mat with your feet, folding forward from your hips with a straight spine. Once you reach your maximum, you can allow your spine to be rounded and just rest here. Once you reach the mat, it's easy, you can rest your palms there. If you cannot reach, you can choose. You can hold to your shin, you can hold your arms behind the back. You can lift the back heel up, or you can bend the front knee. So find your arm modification, make sure there is no discomfort in your body. You want to feel a little bit of stretch, a little bit of challenge, but not too much. And from here, revolve half moon pose, bending the front knee. Sorry guys, sorry, missed one. Revolved triangle, planting the right palm, reaching the left arm up. If this posture is not accessible for you, you can choose a modification that works for your body. You can keep the palm on your shin, you can bend the front knee, or you can lift the back heel. This is an advanced posture. Don't be harsh to yourself if you're not ready for it. Just keep on practicing. Soon it will happen. Deep inhale, deep exhale, and now we're gonna lean forward into this revolve half moon pose. Walking the right arm a little bit front. Right leg is up, left arm is up. We are looking to the left. The standing foot is active, holding the mat like a little monkey. Strong feet are sweating, that is so exhausted. Woo. Feet are our primary base, our root. Then we have our hips, the pelvis is our secondary base, how we build our posture, but also the base for the spine. So in order to have a healthy spine, we want to be very present how we move our hips and the pelvis. The foundation of the spine. Inhaling and exhaling here. And we're gonna step the right foot back, come into standing. Opening the hips. One more time, we're gonna face the hips to the opposite direction. As for pyramid pose. Eagle arms. So we're gonna keep the right arm on top of the left one. And you can just one time interlock the palms or spiralize one more time if it's accessible to you. From here, you're gonna bend the front knee. And through a high lunge, we're gonna finish the eagle legs. Left leg will come forward on top of the right one. If this is too difficult, you can just keep it next to the other one or somewhere on top. Few moments here, calming down your mind, calming down your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Release the legs. With control, we're gonna step the left leg back into high lunge. Extending the legs, rotating the hips to the side, to the right side of your mat. Releasing the arms, shake it out. Now we're gonna square the hips to the opposite direction. Left leg is gonna be front. Eagle arms, left arm is on top. One time or 2 times. Finding your arms. Bending the left knee, high lunge. And through a high lunge, this is so difficult when the arms are in front. We're gonna find our balance on the left foot, holding on your roots, grounding, and bring the right foot somewhere on top of the left thigh. You can finish the eagle legs or not. Few moments here. The hips are closed. We are looking now inwards into that very strong posture. It's difficult to find balance here because we are having our arms in front of the face, so it's very difficult to look at one point. We have to look either to the arms or to the side, and this makes it more difficult. Inhaling here and exhaling, releasing the legs with control. Right leg step back. Woo. Extending both legs, opening the hips to the side, releasing the arms. Shake it out, check the arms. We're gonna close the legs. Chair pose. Arms in front of us or over the head. Squeeze the knees together, squeeze the thighs together. Strong feet, we're gonna bend the knees. We're gonna take the tailbone slightly in. So not a duck back, but also not a cat back. So just straight spine, belly in, chest is lifted. Going all the way down into the chair pose. Once we are into the chair, sitting comfortably on the chair, we're gonna lift the heels up. Woo. But try to keep them together. Inhaling and exhaling. Those strong thighs, we're gonna go all the way down. All the way down, sitting on our heels, sitting on the mat. And before we relaxing, we want to stretch a little bit the squat. It was very intensive work. Reverse tabletop pose, both palms behind the back, fingers pointing back. Almost done. Pushing your feet down, grounding. Focus on this grounding, so we are not only grounding when we are standing. Pushing the palms, pushing the feet, pushing your hips forward and up. Coming into tabletop pose. We are stretching now the quadriceps. After all of these crazy postures, we want a little bit more. If this is too boring for you, if you want more, you can raise the right arm over the head. Pushing the hips up. The tailbone is in. Inhaling and exhaling, switching the arms slowly. Right palm down, left arm reaches over the head. Left shoulder is open, chest is facing the ceiling. Feet are pushing down. Inhaling and exhaling, pushing your hips a little bit higher. And slowly we're gonna bring both palms down. We're gonna sit on the mat. Now we give you one more option if you feel too much tension on your legs. Before we fall asleep, I give you an option. So you know this thunderbolt pose, almost the same thing. But here we can open the feet and we can sit slowly between the feet. This is gonna stretch your quadriceps, the front side of your legs, because we were working today very, very intensive for them. If this is not accessible for you, then you can either keep the knees a little bit more open. If you want, you can bring something underneath, or you can just use your palms for a gentle support. Just for a few moments. Those muscles we have very tight in general, because these are the biggest muscles in the human body. Quadriceps, it contains actually 4 muscles or 4 heads. This is the biggest muscle in the human body, and it's also the strongest, more or less. And especially the girls, the women, we have it very strong because the lower body is more developed than the upper. So in order to have a healthy spine, we have to work for everything on the way to the spine, the foundation. If this was okay, only if you want more. If you're sitting comfortably between your feet, and you can bring the palms behind and you can walk. Just try to show you from the side. So if this is okay, you can bring the palms back. If this is also okay, then you can bring the elbows. Once you have support behind your back, then you can lift your hips a little bit to make sure that your tailbone is in, that you're not arching the lower back. You want to keep it as flat as possible. We have here a natural curve. We want to have it, but we want to not overdo it. And those who are more flexible, they can even go all the way down, but I encourage you to not force yourself. This is just an option. If you feel you're very flexible, you can go all the way back and even rest here. So for this variation, we want to have really the elbows, to slide the elbows a little bit forward with control on our elbows. Then we can rest the forehead. Some people are very good in that posture naturally, because the thighs are rolling in, and this is how it is, the human body. Sometimes the body is naturally, able to do one of the rotation. So if you're good at inner rotation, it's highly possible that you're not good at the opposite, at the open hips, or the other way around. We want to equalize that as well. And today we were doing a lot of hip openers. So now we're doing a little bit of internal rotation. If you're laying all the way down, how are we gonna come up? So we're gonna find our elbows on the mat, and then we're gonna bring the crown of the head first. And strong neck, strong arms, elbows are pushing. Really important to protect your lower back here. Bring in the palms. Slowly coming forward. Palms in front of you, very, very gently. Bringing the knees and the feet together. Sitting on the sides of the hips, extending your legs forward. Shake it out. Maybe you want to release a little bit if there is a bit too much tension here. Maybe you want to drop the hips from side to side. Extend the legs. If there is something else that your body is telling you that you need, you can go ahead and do that. If there is some posture, if there is just a certain way you want to move the body, you can do that. I'm gonna lay down, and before finishing with Shavasana, I invite you for just for one deep breath, a little bit of spinal twist to release the spine. So we're gonna bring the right leg on top of the left one. Eagle legs or not. Just crossing the legs or eagle legs, whatever you want. Spreading the arms, and from here just dropping both legs to the left gently. Looking to the right. This is a great opportunity to work on your eagle legs. In standing is much more difficult, but we work on the body memory. And once your body gets used to those eagle legs here, laying comfortably, you will be amazed next time when you try it in standing how easy it's gonna be to find the balance. Yes, when we teach the body how to stay in that posture and that it's comfortable and that it's good and beneficial for the body. Inhaling and exhaling, coming into the center, releasing the legs. Switching the legs, left leg crossing on top, either finding your eagle legs or simply crossing the legs according to your knees. If your knees are hurting you here, don't overdo. And we're just gonna drop the legs to the right side, looking to the left. Just for a few moments. Inhaling and exhaling, and slowly, slowly, slowly coming back to the center, releasing the legs. A little bit of restorative pause. You can do Shavasana with straight legs. You can do bound angle, feet together, knees apart, opening the hips, stretching a little bit the groins according to what your body needs. If there was a bit too much for your lower back in some of the posture, especially in the last ones, then you can just bring the knees together, feet apart. We finish our practice with 1 minute of restorative pose. Choose a posture that will allow your mind to relax just for a few deep breaths. Check in your body. How is your body feeling? Is there any difference in your body, in your mind? You can check your feet, our roots, our base, the foundation of our body, and you can go all the way up to your legs. Notice how it feels. Is there any difference between both legs? You can bring your awareness to the base of the spine, to the tailbone. Maybe visualize this breath energy just for a moment. Bring your focus to your breath. How deep is your breath? How slow it is? Bring your awareness to the sounds around you, to my voice, to music, to sounds around you from the cars on the street, or maybe dishwasher, or someone is watching TV in the other room. Notice how much you can hear. One deep, slow inhale with control, with awareness. You have the whole time of the world. Deep exhale. Bring the awareness back into your body. Wake up the body. Extend your arms over the head, stretching the fingers. Straighten your legs, maybe bending the knees. Moving a little bit from side to side. Whenever you're ready, rotate to your right side. Keep the eyes closed. And through the right side, slowly come to a comfortable seated position. Any position for you, just for a moment. Keep the eyes closed, pushing in with your palms, and slowly come to sitting. Straight spine. Bring your palms together in front of your chest and begin to rub them, to warm them up. Cover your eyes for a moment. Open your eyes inside of your palms. Bring your palms a few centimeters away from your face. Look into your palms. Spread your fingers, look between them and away from them. If you like, keep the palms together in front of your heart center. Thank you for your practice.